Hello and welcome guys, welcome to my ride. The Ducati Monster 821 is a legendary motorcycle known for its performance, style and unique riding experience. While it may be tempting for beginners to be drawn to this iconic motorcycle, it's important to understand that the Ducati Monster 821 may not be a beginner bike. In this video I will tell you why the Ducati Monster 821 may not be suitable for beginner riders. First, let's take a look at the specs. The Ducati Monster 821 has a 821cc V2 engine that produces 109 horsepower and 63 foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot of power, especially for a beginner rider. The bike is also relatively heavy, weighing in 453 pounds. For comparison, the Honda CBR 500R, which is often recommended as a beginner motorcycle, has a 471cc engine that produces 47 horsepower and weighs just 417 pounds. But why is a heavy bike such an issue for new riders? A heavy bike can be more challenging for a novice rider because it requires more physical effort and control to maneuver, especially at low speeds. Beginner riders may have difficulty balancing and may struggle to control a heavy bike when turning or changing directions. As you gain experience and confidence, you can gradually move up to heavier and more powerful bikes if you wish to do so. The motorcycle is also not really beginner friendly since it's quite powerful and a V2 engine. This means that the motor really has its own life and you have to take care of those peculiarities. This means especially when the motor is still cold, you have to be careful when you're riding at slow speeds. If the RPM fall underneath the 3000 mark, the bike starts to stutter. Lately, the bike even shut off at 35 km an hour in the second gear when it was cold at my bike. The engine is also really aggressive, which could be great if you have a little more experience and like it, but as a starter, I would recommend to be careful riding this bike. If you like my videos so far, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free and would be massively appreciated. Another huge deal for new riders is the small range of the steering lock. When you are on a tour and you have to do a U-turn, you have to think twice with the Monster 821 because the steering lock is really limited. This means you have to think ahead of time where you will turn your bike so you don't get stuck, especially in the mountains. When you drop the bike, it also gets really expensive to repair because it's a Ducati. The brand is known for its expensive parts, so if you have to replace something, it gets quite expensive pretty fast. The riding position. The riding position of the Ducati Monster 821 is more aggressive than many other beginner bikes. With the rider leaning forward over the handlebars, this position can be uncomfortable and difficult to maintain for beginner riders who may not have the strength or experience to control the bike in such a position. Let's talk about the price. The Ducati Monster 821 is not a cheap bike. In fact, it's one of the more expensive bikes in this class, with a starting price of around $11,000. For beginner riders who are just starting out, this can be a significant investment and it may not make sense to spend so much money on a bike that's not ideal for their skill level. In conclusion, while the Ducati Monster 821 is an incredible machine, it's not a bike that I would recommend for beginner riders. A novice rider should consider starting with a lighter, less powerful motorcycle that is easier to control and maneuver until they have gained the skills and experience necessary to handle a bike like the Monster. I hope I will see you again next Sunday. Stay safe, ride your ride, goodbye.